Hey everyone, Angelo here, Hollywood filmmaker, greatest screenwriter in the history of the world, recovering hobo, and new rollerblading artist. I'm in my beach bum shirt. I just got home from Santa Monica Beach, and it's so cool, by the way, and surreal that it's just like a few minutes to get home from there. Because I'm in the west side of LA, so I'm only like 5 miles from Santa Monica, and getting on the metro, it takes a few minutes. I did a lot of writing today, screenwriting. So I want to talk about why I'm filming a video now. It's like 10 o'clock at night. I should be asleep. I was debating this weekend what I wanted to do. I know I have a lot of writing to do. I was behind on my writing assignments for my classes, but there was also this big rollerblading event this weekend. The 3-year anniversary of LA Skate Honeys. Awesome group, great people, like so nice, such a positive charge on everybody. And I have no self consciousness about wiping out on my rollerblades and or roller skates last time in front of them because I know everyone there is just supportive and people can be themselves and it's great or explore themselves. Whatever, I'm exploring my beach bum attire. I got this from a thrift store, by the way, in somewhere around Koreatown. I forget. But I was debating what to do. I was like, I know I got to write a lot, but I really want to go to this event. Here, plumbing. And then the LA Skate Honeys had an after party to go to, and I'm like, well, which part should I go to? Should I go to the ride they're doing? Should I hang out during the day? Should I go to the after party? I ended up getting delayed today, so I did a bunch of writing in the morning. I went out, sliced my pinky open, doing maintenance on my bike. I'll just give you the short of it. Then I went and bought these rollerblades. These were awesome. These were like $340 or so. Worth it, in my opinion. I tried on several others. These were the best fit, so I'm like, go for it. Why not? And some accessories. I got literally like leopards. Okay, I gotta show them. Leopard print elbow and knee pads. Literally, I was wearing these today. It was the only ones they had in large that fit me, and I'm like, I'll get them. Anyways, so I wasn't sure. I was pretty much, it's funny. So part of me was like, oh, I don't want to miss out on this 3-year anniversary event. There'll be so many people there. I want to meet so many people. I want to have fun out there with everybody. But I also thought, well, Angelo, you chose to be a writer. You want to be a writer. So that means choosing to do that instead of going out to party when you're behind on your writing. And so I almost planned on just not going to anything today. Then I thought, okay, well, I'll at least go. It's so close by, too. That's the other thing that blows my mind. So I'll go to the end of the skating and then go to the after party. It ended up, I got so confused on where to go. So I ended up being late getting to the actual skating. And so by the time I got there, they were done skating and everybody was heading to the after party. But then I couldn't figure out where the after party was. I ended up renting a scooter. Man, these Hellbiz scooters, they suck. I mean, they're fun to ride, but I can't figure out how to use the app and everything. It's such a hassle. Anyway, Evo, forget it. I can't even use it. Won't even let me use them. It won't let me change my bank information. For some reason, I have old bank info entered there. Maybe I tried renting one of those back in 2019 and it's out of date, the debit card info I put in, but I couldn't even get it to switch to my new debit card. So anyways, I rode around for like over 45 minutes because my GPS was all wrong on the after party. The after party was just like down the street from the beach. Anyways, so here's the thing. I was like not getting frustrated at like being lost, taking like over like 30 or 40 minutes just to get to from Santa Monica to where the skaters were at Venice Beach, which is south. And so I had to go like nearly 2 miles south, and I was like, oh crap, I'm not good enough to ride my rollerblades. I can't do that. I rode a little bit. wiped out twice. I was trying to rent scooters, couldn't do it. I told you the Evo thing, one of the Hellbiz ones, the battery was dead or something, and I couldn't rent a Metro bike because I was logged out of the app and I don't remember my password. I have it stored at home, and I'm like, oh crap. So all this stuff, but I'm like, that doesn't bother me. It's fine. Normally that would be extremely frustrating, but I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm like, if I miss everything, this will just be part of the story. No big deal. It's not even something like to be bitter about at all. I'm just like, oh, like this is what I did today. And anyway, so I made it to the after party. It turned out I wasn't really late for that because people were still lining up. And anyways, talked to people just a little bit in line, barely. And I'm wondering, okay, what kind of after party is this going to be? We go in, it's basically a venue they rented, super cool. And again, they were so nice. Everybody was so nice there. So here's what happened. I sat down inside, realized I was hungry and tired, basically, and I felt like I was high, like on weed. I was like spacing out a little bit. There was a DJ playing music, there's lights, people are talking. I was not in a bad mood at all, and this is what I was glad about. And I did good writing this morning, which I think, helped put me in that position. I was sitting there, talked to someone next to me for a little bit. I was like, man, I'm so hungry. And he's like, oh, go get a drink. They got drinks over there. I'm like, oh, okay. Went and got something. I see they were getting ready to set up food. I sat down again somewhere else. I'm like, there's one techno track coming from this direction. There's another one coming from there. Everyone's talking loud. I don't want to negotiate with this noise to learn about anybody, to like talk to them. I realized I wanted so badly to be writing. My body was screaming it. And I wasn't bitter at all. Like, I wasn't in a bad mood at all being there. I was like, yeah, I could talk to people. But I'm like, why? Angelo, you're running. You're escaping from what you really want to do. Your real responsibility. And I went over, got my bags, and left. And what I realized was, first of all, I wasn't upset at all. I felt bad for leaving in a way because I'm like, there were such nice people there, but I'm like, I'm glad I feel bad about that because it shows I wasn't leaving because I was in a bad mood. I was feeling lonely. I was feeling down on myself, which I haven't felt today. I wasn't feeling like, everybody hates me. Not at all. People were so nice there. I just talked barely to anybody, a little bit here, and I just realized part of me was like, I'm too old for this. Not really. I mean, it has nothing to do with age. I just realized like there were such nice people there, good people there, and part of me wanted to go to a party like this to see the world out there, to see what people were doing and meet people. But I realized also there's a world in me, and I want to get that out there. So I have to write to do that. My body was just screaming at me to be home writing, that I'm like saying I'm not missing anything by not being out. So I'm glad I had this experience today, even though it was a bit painful and expensive, paying for that scooter. And then I was so hungry, and I bought a hot dog at a stand and some elote, like Mexican corn with cheese on it. $20 for all that. I give them tips. And what was I saying? The scooters. So anyways, did all that. Spent quite a bit of money on the rollerblades and all, which is fine. I mean, got to pay for those, and I'll get better at them, I'm sure. Like, yeah, I was sucking today. I don't even like saying that, sucking, like pejorative. I was a beginner today. But I'm going to keep practicing. And I realized I can sort of ease up, calm down on myself. I was getting so negative on myself this last week, just hating myself and just convinced everybody hated me. And I had to work to, push through that, overturn it, which was easy enough to do because now I understand so much better how to do that and why I get into those moods and what to do to get out of them. And it's basically just simple. It's put in effort. So move, signal to my body that I'm safe, like put my bodily state in or change my bodily state so that it doesn't feel stuck. It's not signaling to my brain that I'm in danger. So meaning move, do stuff, put in effort, eat, write, read. I've been reading poetry. Love this stuff. Writing a lot, so I got up early this morning and was really dedicated to it. I'm like, something about this place I'm in, this apartment, it makes it easier to focus on writing. I think the old apartment was too much fun in a way. But a lot of stuff just got clarified this week. And again, I'm glad I felt bad that I left the party. I'm like, there were such nice people there. They would have been glad to talk to me. I would have been glad to talk to them. There was just and it wasn't even super loud. It wasn't obnoxiously loud at all. I'm like, it was totally appropriate for the party. I'm just like, for me, I'm like, I wanted to be so quiet that I can like pull back from the sensory world and go inside me to my own stories, to my own world, and put that out there. And I felt bad because I know people would have been glad to talk to me. They were nice. It wasn't anything at all like, oh, I felt bad. I didn't want to, like, I couldn't talk to anybody or something. I didn't know anyone there. Like, no, people were cool. Like, I talked to people in line, talked to people a little bit inside. I could see other people, we'd be crossing paths, looking at each other. I'm like, there's an opening to talk to someone there. I just didn't want to. I realized that's not me right now. Like, again, my body was screaming to be writing. And what that tells me too is sometimes there will be time to be rollerblading, but I'm not even tripping over that. I'm not even worried about it. I'm not even like, well, it's okay because later I'll have that time. I'm like, the only time is right now when I should be writing. And it's good that I feel a little sad having left the party. I never would have felt that before. I probably would have felt sad to go home because I wanted to get away from my own world and get out to the outside world. And now I'm like, oh, I have enough of a world inside to give to the outside. And so now I'm like, okay, Angelo, find your people and find them when it's appropriate. Like, you don't even have to think when it's appropriate. Write and see when people come to you. Meaning, when I find myself at the events that I do feel I should be at, and I'm not trying to run from anything, because today there was an aspect of that. It wasn't so strong. And again, I'm glad I realized this about myself today, even though, it was a little bit, annoying, or not annoying, just a little painful that like, oh, I missed all this time. I could have been writing, but I had to explore it, and I was frustrated because I couldn't get around, but not really. I couldn't figure out where to go, and I had to go a mile and a half, and I couldn't rollerblade well. I didn't know how to stop. I completely wiped out hitting a Metro bike share bike and knocked it over. You can't really knock them over because they're docked, but I knocked the rear of it over and fell on my ass. And it didn't hurt, so I got right back up. But I'm like, oh yeah, I got to learn how to stop better. I don't really know how to stop that well. And I got to be able to rotate the wheels too. I know that on rollerblades. Not like a bike. Bike, you don't have to rotate the wheels. Rollerblades, you have to pretty often. So, it's a lot to learn. It was kind of learning what not to do in a way, but not in a bad way, like not making mistakes. I'm glad because it showed, my personality is coming into focus. It's getting clarity. It's becoming sharper. It's, getting into a higher resolution. And I know I'll be back at skating events and biking events, but like I can't be running away from what I have to do here, what I have inside me to go be at those. I have to, accomplish everything I want with the writing. I'm pointing at my laptop here off screen. And then get to, stuff to do in my free time. So it's like, good. Okay, tomorrow, Sunday, better be writing all day. I wanted to go to a movie. If I get a lot of writing done in the morning, there's a small chance I will, but in reality, I'm like, I know I have so much to learn with my writing. I would love to go to this movie tomorrow, The Unknown Country, with Lily Gladstone. I really want to see it, and she's going to be at the theater talking about it, but I'm like, I don't know. Like, I got stuff to do. There will be other events like this. You got to put up sort of walls around you at some point and boundaries saying I can't go do everything. But what a great problem to have. It's not even a problem. I don't even like calling it that anymore. What a great opportunity to have, to be able to choose what I want to do. Whereas, when I was younger and just bitter and angry and lonely. It's like I desperately wanted to be out, and coming home was the saddest thing. Now I'm like, oh no, coming home was the best part. In a way, I'm glad to be home. I took so much with me. There's so much meaningful about it. I gotta go to sleep. So thanks for watching, everybody. Let me know what you think. This is Beach Bum Angelo. Just call me A-Rod or A-Hole. Angelo to the mic. And I'll be doing a lot more biking and rollerblading, and then I want to do longboarding as well. I want to learn that. That was so much fun when I started doing that. I'm sure that's going to be tricky too. Rollerblading, I gotta say, probably the hardest of any of those because they're on your feet. You can't just jump off this thing or put your feet down. I saw people rollerblading in traffic. I wanted to tell them, hey, you are so brave. Like after me wiping out today. Anyways, so good experiences. I'm excited to get up tomorrow, whereas earlier this week I was not excited to get up, and I was like, whoa, that's not me. I got to change my daily process because that's not how I do things, or that's not how I should be doing things when I'm like operating at, you know, a good level. So think about that. I don't know what to say. Keep that in mind. But it was fun to be out in Santa Monica and Venice. Fun to be out at night too. I'm like, great. But now I know I'm not just running out there to like see all these sights and stuff. I'm like, no, when I know what I should be doing is going. That's phrase so weird. I know that I'll see when the time's right. I don't even like to say when the time's right. It'll become apparent that where I'll be is the right place, and if I'll be in Santa Monica, it'll be because it's the right place to be, or Venice, or wherever. It's not going to be because I want to see these cool places that look amazing, and that's good too. But that was more when I was younger and sort of developing myself in a different way. So it's interesting. Every day is so different here in LA. I'm really glad I moved here. Man, can't believe I left Virginia for here, but this is where I was going to come, you know, develop myself and be myself. And Virginia only had so much potential for me. So I'm going to get going for real. I always do like 2 or 3 false endings of my videos. See if you can guess which one is the real one before it happens. And I'm excited to write. Do a lot of things, but writing, everything will stem from writing to me. So I hear someone playing music. So stay active, be healthy, you know, get a lot done for yourself. And man, I'm 38 now. I spent so many years, well over 10, 15, 20 years. Not even kidding. Just miserable, angry, lonely. And it was like developing that muscle of wellness in myself. It just took time. It's surreal to think, like, I used to wonder, will I ever be okay? Will my life ever, you know, amount to anything? Or, you know, will I ever just be all right? I would always ask that of myself, like, am I going to be all right? You know? And I'm figuring that out and seeing that now. All right, I'm going to go. Like the video, subscribe, comment with your thoughts. Bye.